First one is toss up. Should SaaS companies prioritize customer feedback or internal analytics to optimize their pricing model?
Customer feedback.
Why?
And the reason I say that is value is always in the eyes of your customer. It's your customers who decide whether you're giving value or not. And most companies don't have enough conversations with customers to know. Let me give you an example from today. I was doing what we call a value validation interview, where we talk to people. We have a value model, and we go through the value model and we validate it. And we had assumed, this is for a simulator solution, and we had assumed that one of the part of the value that the simulator brought was that it would reduce the amount of preventative maintenance and unplanned preventative maintenance. Makes sense. The vendor thought it did that. The vendor's experts thought it did that. The vendor's salespeople said that it did that. And the buyer said, I don't freaking care. That's not what causes preventative maintenance. Preventative maintenance, that happens when a part breaks. And your software, your simulator is not going to help me know if a part breaks because they're all artificial parts. No, there's no value for me in that. On the other hand, it has huge value in increasing safety. It makes our facility safer. If you don't talk to people, you don't know. And some of your assumptions are probably wrong. You have to have a model. You have to feed the model with data, but you have to validate the model by talking to customers.
Yeah, validate the input. I think the only thing challenged with is, well, challenged with lots of things, but this in particular is when you talk to customers, you're building new tech where they've never even understood what the value could be, is they don't know how to dimensionalize that value. They may see, yeah. So Maxio, we help with RevRec and reporting. We go to CFOs and we say, hey, you can have fewer resources. They're like, well, I don't even know how to think about that because I've never had a situation where, I've been able to dimensionalize the fewer resources to deliver my billing and collections.
So, Randy, I'm going to just push back on you a little bit on that. First, fewer resources is off. That's what everyone defaults to when they're looking for value drivers.
Right.
It's really a weak value driver.
As I said, often challenged. So yes, so go ahead.
And what you're really providing, what Maxio is really providing to the CFOs is more along things like risk avoidance.
Yeah. On that point, how do they dimensionalize that? If a CFO would say, yeah, you're helping me prevent risk, but I can't put a number on that. And I'll say, oh, it's worth $30 billion because your exposure as a company. They're like, no, I'm not sure. So it's like dimensionalizing that value is really hard.
So you have to have you have to have a value driver.
Yep.
And the value driver is an equation as simple as possible. And by the way, Gen AI will generate these equations now. And you don't ask them how much value you're creating. You say, okay, so given this, what would happen if you had a revenue recognition issue? What would cause you to have a revenue recognition issue? You have to unfold it piece by piece. It's like pricing, right? So just like you don't ask a person, how much should I pay for this? Because they generally will not know and will give you a bogus answer. You also don't ask how valuable is this to you? Because they don't know. They don't have any, as you said, they don't have a model for that. But if you give them the model and you give them some initial assumptions, as long as the assumptions are grounded, right?
Yeah.
You can't bullshit them.
Yeah.
If you go, and you can't go in and try and skew it to make you look more valuable than you really are.
Yeah.
So you have to show that you understand their business, you understand their situation, your value model represents how they think about their business, and that the assumptions you've put in are reasonable. They're not right. You're never going to get them right out of the box. But you would be surprised that people will tell you if they think you're being honest and you care about their business, they will tell you.